Airdrop is free money anyways. Sell high, buy low. Not the other way around. Surround yourself with people that is not selling you the dream. At core, I'm a degen. So like the things that people say that makes crypto kind of crazy, it's the things I like at the same time. Running nodes and airdrop is a really good way to make some money. Twisting the tokenomics is basically what moves like the bull run. I was trading stocks and options. I hated crypto. And sometimes I'm still hating crypto in some levels.
Welcome to Bitget Show. I'm your host, Vugar Usi, and today we have Carlos Prada with me from Masterblox, and we are making crypto great again. Isn't it great already?
No, far from that. We expect to make it even better. But it's
how is that happening? Like, what do you think? Like, what can great thing be? The next great thing in crypto?
I mean, it's hard because like at core, I'm a degen. So like the things that people say that makes crypto kind of crazy, it's the things I like at the same time. But I think we can work hand by hand with institutions to make things a little bit more proper. And I mean, be creative, but not like live in the clouds. But we will get deeper on that.
How DJs can work with institutions and vice versa? I think like...
Because institutions are the biggest degens.
But that's the thing. I think, it's one of the hardest things to crack, like a traditional financial system, because it's been the same hands for so long and like people know people. It's like a gang.
Yeah, I always use the term crypto cartel because we have the same in crypto, right? You hang with the same VC fund, the same launchpad, the same boys, the same exchanges. So you see, it's also the same thing, but in a small level. And the liquidity in the market is very low. It's very small. Like BlackRock alone has like 3 times the crypto market cap. So, but they love the risk appetite. And when there's risk, there's players, right? Look at Vanek, one of the ETF players. Vanek is super degen. Look at their socials. So little by little, they will get there.
And I think like today's like a great thing is that, 10x and 100x narrative of meme coins and people playing, even institutions playing,
of course,
which is very crazy. But do you think like we can still ride this wave, or we need an actual technology or advancement to take the crypto to the next level?
Dude, we have the technology, we have the theory, and sometimes the funding. There's just will, because like a lot of projects love to fundraise to live off that, and we need to actually start deploying the tech, shipping the tech per se. But in terms of like leverage, within the new human nature, like in the 1500s in Netherlands, they were like the tulip short squeeze, so it's been like ages. It's not now with crypto or like stocks. So I just think we need to find more efficient ways to use leverage. But yeah, I mean, when the institutionals come, like for real, after all the ETFs approved and the Ethereum ETF, it's going to be wild.
Like, I think like in crypto, we're always waiting for the like a next thing happening, because there was always like people like, for years we went to the conference, everyone talking about Bitcoin ETF approved. I think that there was more hype about Bitcoin ETF before it approved. The moment it got approved, people were like, okay.
No, actually the fun part is like people was talking more about the Twitter hack from the SEC than the actual ETF approval. When the approval was like, okay, fine, whatever.
Okay, now it's done.
Yeah, now it's done. So now what's the next thing? Because it's true, we're a very small industry, like it's starting now, I know people has been in the game since 2016, and some people introduce themselves of like, I've been in the space for 25 years, even before crypto, right? But the truth is like, we are very, very like starting now, there's a lot of financial products that you don't find on the market like properly, like option trading, stuff like that, so.
Talking of starting, how did you end up in crypto? Like, what brought you here?
So basically by default, my bachelor is in architecture. I'm from Portugal, right? And then I did a master's degree on finance. And this was like before COVID struck. So I'm not like a veteran, like many people think, like I've been in the space for 100 years. I've been in the space since 2020. But tell him, I think I lost.
Oh, you came on the top of the market, right?
Yes, sir. But that's my specialty. Sell high, buy low. Not the other way around. But in any case, yeah, the crypto market was starting to get crazy by Dogecoin and stuff like that. I was trading stocks and options. I hated crypto. And sometimes I'm still hating crypto in some levels. But yeah, jokes apart, I was trading stocks and options. I was happy with that. And I'm a good stock trader, better than a crypto trader. I got liquidated so many times in crypto and stocks. I was pretty good because I played the fundamentals with the technical analysis. But yeah, in any case, in Portugal, the thing was booming. Lisbon became one of the centers of crypto. And I had some good skills in marketing. So I developed a technique called growth hacking to create communities on demand. It was a big loophole on the market in 2020. And then our network started to rise a lot. And then we created the acceleration arm of Masterblox. But to keep it short, I started with some marketing on the market, not on the financial side. But then I realized so many people needed guidance to understand how to merge the traditional world with the new era. So that's how I started. But like call it 2020, 2021, more or less.
That's cool. And like you came and you started trading, right?
Yeah. I was already trading. I mean, I love risk, But what I saw was like big loopholes on the projects, as in building community. They didn't know how to do it, and everybody was going for the bots and like the cheap stuff. So I found a way to train in-house analysts in Portugal to do proper shilling and defend the FUD on the communities. It's a good hack. That's why I call it growth hacking. But then I created Masterblox Hyperscaling, which is a combination between consultancy and acceleration to help fundraise and use all my traditional finance skills. And I gather myself with like a brilliant group of people that also comes from traditional finance that understands, but they are not boomers, right? Just enough to tip the toe there and then boom, use it in crypto like a superpower.
And you mentioned like shilling. And I think like even though it's kind of a term that's widely used, for the newcomers, it is something not clear what is shilling.
Shilling is whatever you let your imagination. It can be KOL shilling, it can be the founder shilling, or kind of shilling is like synthetic. It's a lot of profiles that we have in house that we put on the community, and we simulate the community and it picks up like organically, nicely. But we take projects that already have like a good community. We just want to improve a little bit of the tone and stuff like that.
And I think when we're talking about community, for the people who are watching, usually shilling is that synthetically or artificially promoting and creating that illusion of more people talking about it. And it's very important for crypto because all the trades, all the decisions, things go up high and down very low because of the narrative happening on Twitter and on YouTube.
Same with the market maker. You need a market maker to make it happen. Everybody knows that when you launch a project, when you list a project, you need a market maker to make it happen. And some of them create fake volume. Sometimes they create sell walls, to simulate a good price action and to give new entries for the big sharks to come in, all kinds of stuff. Everybody knows, but now it is what it is. It's just like a requirement, Same with security audits. Some companies need like a security audit. Sometimes they get a score of like 10 out of 10 and it's fake, They get like hacked the next week. It's just a PR, But it's what it is. Like you need growth hacking, audit, market maker, launchpad maybe, etc.
I love how crypto took that, I think it's one of the great places where we took that social media and community and turned into money-making machine via meme coins and all these projects that have no utility just because people talk about, more people put their money in and we see things happening.
I love it. I love it. I was like...
Obviously you do. Apparently you make money from it, no?
Yeah, yeah. But not just because of the money. I love because it's like a defiance against the former world. Like even yesterday, Roaring Kitty came back with the AMC and GameStop, which were like two of my best investments in my life. That's like totally killing the institutional power, or like, well, people like to call it like decentralized stuff. It's a term that I don't like sometimes.
I think like GameStop was kind of a meme coin of the stock market now.
Of course, totally. Just because it was broke, bro. It was so crazy those days that people was trying to buy OTC Blockbuster. Remember Blockbuster, the video store?
Yeah.
They still were trading on the secondary market in the US, and people just for the meme were buying OTC to pump it up just for fun,
They do. Apparently, I was recently seen in one of the like very high profile exchanges. They were selling the initial shares of the Playboy, like a printed share paper. And it's a collectible, like, because now you don't have printed shares anymore. Everything is digital.
There you go. But like, look at the OG shitcoiners were the funds even before the 2000s with the bubble.com, like it's human nature. People need to understand it's not because it's crypto or degens or young people. It's just like within the human nature. They've been doing this stuff for years, and people is doing. There's like a funny use case that I know that not many people knows. That is a small pizza play in the middle of Arkansas. They pumped 20,000% an IPO. Somebody decided to do an IPO on a pizza place, not like a franchise, in the middle of fucking nowhere in the States.
Just a shop.
Yeah, it's just a shop, like a kebab shop here. Boom. So it's within the human nature, and this was like the stock market, or the Jordan Belfort selling pink sheets, like those.
I think everyone watched Wolf of Wall Street, right?
But not many people understand what he was doing. Actually, he was a broker for like pink sheets, which was like the micro. I mean, it's almost like as people that is raising now for shit coins that have no future, just a roadmap. When he says like those aerotime dynamics, whatever bullshit, space, whatever thing, it's the same as now. Like I have a new quantum computer with ZK included, blah blah blah. Same stuff. Just change the music, but it's the same orchestra.
But I think like we are coming a great place, and I come from a traditional VC background, and I used to work at like a Web2 startup. It exited like a unicorn, and that like a proper journey. Proper journey. And I think one thing is very important, that like angel investors always existed, but proper Web2 industry was about due diligence. You will have a VC that will mentor you, and VCs will exit to another VCs, and like kind of a P2P or like a usual retail user wouldn't come to you until you IPO.
True.
And it would protect a lot of people. But today I see a lot of raise happening from individuals, and people put money because, oh, I saw him in a conference. We went to a shisha. We had grabbed a drink. He looks like a nice guy. Or someone I know already invested. And recently, like, I get a lot of people like, oh, can you revise my pitch deck? And it's like, oh, vesting schedule is 6 months. It's literally like a borrowing money from people. Like, it's very different. Like, and you run a company like a Masterblox that does all this acceleration and growth. What is the difference? Explain.
I love this question. We get bombarded by pitch decks every day. 15, 20 pitch decks per day, calls. My team now it's bigger. We handle all kinds of analysts and stuff to see who qualifies for our programs. And it's wild, man. It's wild because people pull valuations up their asses, It's just like, my company is valuated at $100 million. Why? Because BitTensor is doing the same, or Razor the same, or Safe, or whatever, or my peer. That's completely grabbing air, At least on the fintech world, you need some basic metrics, revenue. I mean, speaking about revenue in crypto is almost as a joke, It's like who cares, As long as you have like nice pumponomics, you're in the money.
And I always see like people like, oh, we're gonna issue 50,000 coins, and each coin is, I don't know, 10 cents, 20 cents. Start trading, and
you play the music like people want to hear. If you want to qualify to a launchpad, I will not say names. Some of them are like, yes, blah, 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 amazing tech, nice founders. You are a former OpenAI, whatever. Like you created the cure for cancer, but your FDV is too high. Your logs are too high. Like make 1 month cliff, make six months linear, whatever, and then we can take you. So twisting the tokenomics is basically what moves like the bull run. In the bear market, I think people is more serious, creative. They get into deeper DD, and I'm with you. That's when they become like more fintech bros, That's when they actually want the big partnerships with accelerators. We help to curate some programs with Chainlink built, consensus scale, highly curated, high-level players, where we were giving the projects 360, and sometimes it was even like for free, like just as a playing our part, helping the market, because we knew some of them didn't have the runway to go further, or the token will be launched like in 2 years, something like that. So we created these high level programs to help them actually make something out of it, So that's when they actually care about the tech. You go with them with the UX, the UI. The raise needs to be with proper mindset. Like the tokenomics are actually based on mathematical models, and depending on the style of the project, the tokenomics can be really complex. Now you have the pumponomics. You have like the low cliff, the low vesting. Some of them are so wild they put the ROI calculator. So if you get into the pre-seed round, you are like 5x up, private just 2x up. It goes like that, you know.
But don't you think then we in on this narrative and at this like a current market state, we kind of take entrepreneurship
Yeah.
and we take that money making appetite in two different journeys, because I saw so many startups that they don't have product, nothing, but they already launched a token, they raise the money, then they gonna go and think what to do kind of with it. Of course they have like a 5-6 page and everyone comes with the thing that, oh, look at the meme coins, they don't even have utility, but people still buy it.
Dude, because that's people that like some meme coins, they need to understand. People need to understand that like big people is behind, you know, people that drives like a Illuminati group to make it pump, and then sometimes you have like great market makers behind. Yeah, in those smaller cases, yeah, they get frustrated because they create something that nobody fucking wants. Like, yeah, they raised the token, they gave like the money back, they did some equity raise, then comes like the alphabet Series A, Series B, Series C until like Z, until they, God knows when they stop. Then they pray that something happens. But look, something smart that some of them do, and I'm watching them doing on 2024, is using the old narrative and transform it and put it into a new drawer. Like, for example, the Bitcoin mining related projects, now they are called DPIN, decentralized physical infrastructure. So, oh my God, that's fucking sexy. Let me grab a piece of that. Some of them injected a little sparkle of AI. Remember, like Salt Bay? They're all playing Salt Bay with this shit. Like, oh, now it's AI. Now it's DPIN, RWAs. All the scammy tokenization gems and like commodities now are like RWAs. So now it's sexy. But that's a smart move. Changing the pivot. Now it's like under a new umbrella. It's not garbage with no future. Now it's deep in with a roll up and RWAs.
That's really cool, and I definitely, like, to be fair to everyone, there are very interesting like deep in projects that are thinking how to decentralize, people who have their own solar panels to produce energy to sell it back to the grid and so on. But I definitely agree there are so many old projects or old narratives that are having a makeover.
If I hear refi or carbon credits one time more, I will kill myself.
Oh, carbon credits died, no? I think that was like a 2-3 years
Inshallah.
ago. All these like a play to earn games, plant a trees.
Play to earn had zero shame, and they are 6 feet under. Thank God, they're done. Carbon credits, they try to come back in the form of like bonds and institutional products and green friendly stuff, but those that's my trigger. And refi, regenerative finance, that's my ultimate trigger, dude. Like, I don't even take calls with refi projects. I hate it because like zero financial knowledge, zero real use case, and it's just like the founder trying to score a goal to buy a new watch.
But what is the next big thing, in your opinion? Because you trash talk to everything. I think like it's like, okay, pack your bags and leave.
Yeah. Look, dude, this market has gotten me crazy. But what I do believe it's going to be good stuff. I'm not saying the next gem, not financial advice, by the way. BRC20s. I believe that the BRC20 space, it's starting to get a little bit crowded, but not with the real good players. We had like one amazing project called Orange in our portfolio. It's like the one-stop shop with the DEX, with like an indexer, in the future a SEX, a launchpad for all the BRC20. Because it takes more developer skills to develop inside the language there. And also because if this works out is when the sharks come in, like the whales. Because like there's a lot of people that missed DeFi summer, the 2020 COVID spike, the Bitcoin OG holders, right? Those are like parked enjoying their gains. But maybe with the BRC20 space, they're like, now we can play DeFi a little bit. And those have liquidity to send the shit to the next galaxy.
But isn't it fun that you are defending BRC20 while being a degen?
I mean, because there's a lot of degen shit inside as well. So it's play the culture. So I really like that. And there's another thing that I like, is more niche, is like AI agents. The training of AI agents like BitTensor does. That's pretty sexy, and you really need to be qualified. Why? Because to launch a shitty project on RWA, whatever you want to call it, on Polygon, you can grab a Solidity guy, like cheap, you put it there. Any idiot on Fiverr can do a nice UX. Then you do a mockup, boom, it's done. And with basic smart contracts, to pull out like a real AI training model, superchain or something like that with optimism, stuff like that, you need like at least a LLM specialist and a data scientist, not like a Harvard whatever, but like at least like a guy that knows a lot about AI, real. But again, I'm talking about AI training models on super chains. That's super, super specific because the other AIs are just like forks of ChatGPT, just like plugging ChatGPT and using like the chat features.
And I think like we're going in a very interesting direction again regarding these new developments and new projects. And I remember that in the beginning, like 2-3 years ago, it was more about like a VC and institutions, and then I think like they all went to AI and they found a new sexy thing.
Oh, they're back. Oh, they're back. Trust me.
Chase. They're back, but they all changed its form. It became more of a like a again about the vesting, how many X they can do, and we saw a lot of even institutions trading meme coins. I saw a lot of VCs investing in meme coins. Like it's kind of a totally against the idea of venture capital.
That's a pre-made conception, I believe. That's my opinion, by the way. It is what it is. But like, I think that the VC, everybody plays out pretending they are super serious. Same with like some family offices, but deep inside they want high gains and high risk. The story repeats. And there's some of them that have so many, like there's like names like Multicoin, Hack VC. They never miss. I love these guys because of that. Like they are the OG infra kings. Check their portfolio. This is what I believe. That like you see it on the portfolio, like Zerion wallet, stuff like that. Like the Berachain. I'm actually super in fond of Berachain. I think that's gonna be also like the next big thing. But these guys, you see, they also can make like crazy plays. Because at the end of it, they are humans. They are degens. If they're in the space, if you're not a degen, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, maybe you're an analyst or like a low-key person, but who never likes their shit coins and stuff? Some of them are really funny. I mean, they just make your mood better.
But where do you stand as Masterblox? What do you do?
Look, we are native Web3 people. We are not pretentious like former.
We are different.
No. We are not different whatsoever. Like we're just like playing the game like it is, but we play our style. I'm not saying we are like special. It's just like we are transparent and straightforward. We don't want to save the world or pretend that like I hate like the lines like the next billion users, blah blah blah. We just say it as it is. Like the chances that a project has to succeed, the low chances, and we stand as also like a player that connects the giants to the smaller ones. Like I said, Consensus, Chainlink, the exchanges. We give them a chance. That's what we believe. If they're good players, they do need and they deserve to have the chance to be in front of the big players. That's what we believe at the end of the day.
And you may operate in Europe.
Yes. So our basis was Lisbon. We co-founded the Poolside Hub, one of the first, if not the first Web3 hub, physical, huge in Lisbon. But then the regulation changed. We even had meetings with the mayor of Lisbon. Things didn't play out, and all the crypto Web3 adoption was just like a PR stunt from a black swan event. I mean, from a Portuguese guy, I can tell you, nobody in Portugal can tell you, oh, we predicted to be like the next big thing in tech and in crypto. Yes, the Web Summit was there, but for other reasons. So I decided to move operations here to Dubai because I owe this place everything. This is the place that opened my eyes in 2021 when I came here first. In the beginning of 2021.
But that's what I wanted to, talk a little bit, because with the new regulations and things getting stricter and stricter in Europe, it kills innovation.
It's choking. It's not regulating, it's choking. It's shoving the CBDCs. It's shoving all the tentacles. But again, what I said at the beginning of this podcast is I do believe in a handshake with institutions and work, because we really need KYC, KYB, regulator, anti-money laundering, etc. We need. Because God knows how wild this space is becoming every day, right? But at the same hand, on the other hand, come on, like the MiCA regulation is strangling a lot of the projects, and some of them really don't have the resources to go and spend those hefty fees on lawyers and be under their bullshit. That's why most of projects base their operations in a cheaper place and they launch from BVI. But again, it's not because they're going to launch under MiCA they're not going to scam. I will not say names again, but one of the worst projects or of the many that we work with had like super high level politicians on board and confirmed docs teams with politicians and stuff like that. And I mean, we seen it in a lot of projects, like having politicians on board and or like regulators. You know, it just doesn't work like that, in my opinion.
I recently was having a meeting with the head of central bank of one of the countries that they also were like planning to launch a legislation. And I told them, if you are looking to attract young talent, entrepreneurs, investment, don't go that micro road, or because more you just, you know, this like old guys in a room sit down and write a legislation that no one understands. You don't have enough lawyers to implement it. You don't have enough processes. It will just kill you. While, as you mentioned, like you came to Dubai, and I know a lot of people who came to Dubai just because of that, because straightforward, easy regulation. You know what is needed. You know how to comply, and you get the guidance to do it.
It's perfect. I opened my company in IFSA, in the free zone. Everything was like super fast, 3 days. Shout out to my man Rafi. He was super fast, like 3 days, straightforward. Everything digital. I didn't have the hassle. In Portugal, I still need to do fax. Remember fax?
Do they exist, machines? How do you do that? Like,
I mean, I for the new elections in Portugal, I was already here to vote. I had to fax it and send it via postcard. Everything is paper still. So actually, paper was the main reason why I left Lisbon. I know it's like sounds like a joke, but it kills me. Like doing all the paperwork, like signing. I need to go back to Portugal now to do more stuff there because I need to sign a lot of stuff, like signing. Here, everything, the adoption was so crazy that everything is handled on a digital manner.
yeah, I love like how everyone globally talks about digitalization and, you know, carbon footprint and getting rid of the paper, actual
Yeah.
paper, and it lacks innovation. I always say that like blockchain can be a good solution, but I think that entire journey was that before there was a paper, you know, A4 paper, then all these PDFs and fax came, still A4 paper. Now you get a digital document, but they're still framed in A4. And if you put again that A4 on blockchain, it will not solve any problem.
No, you need to come with something more evolved. But at least blockchain makes the procedures faster. You know, I never like NFTs, for example. Like collect, I do own some stupid NFTs, by the way, but that's my aping side. But the thing is, I do.
You owned them when they were stupid, or you owned them when they became stupid because they lost value?
I'm
It's
gonna.
the second question.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it anyways. No, I did it on all the phases. You know, I always say like I will not do this shit again, and then I bought some doodles and some miladies and some stuff. Got wrecked again. History repeats. No problem. It's like painful lessons. But I actually think that the technology behind the non-fungible contracts it was actually good. Like for the passports, for that stuff. I mean, it kills my mind that we still need to use like physical documents. You know, I'm fully digital in my mind. I hate to carry cards. I don't have cards. My phone is everything. I have everything inside the wallet. You know, like I don't like cards and cash and stuff like that. It's just useless at today's.
Yeah, I think like especially with that, you know, everything being again in your phone, like having like a physical, looking for something physical is a hustle. And I travel so much, and I have like three homes that I live in between London, Istanbul, and Dubai. All the time when I actually need like a physical something, I recently needed my diploma for something. I had to call my parents, you know, like I'm like, Mom, like, do you know where is it? Can you check if it's it's
bro, I'm with
there?
you.
Like,
It happened to me with my architecture diploma because I never liked that shit anyway. So I gave it to my father so he can hang it on a wall. Like I don't care, but I had like, bro, can I give it back? Because like I really need it.
yeah, sometimes like
It's ridiculous. Your personal track record should be actually on chain, or well, not on chain because like that's arguable, but like off chain, but like with some features that like includes blockchain. You know.
yeah, I think blockchain is amazing technology, especially to check the authenticity. And I think like the way even like paper diplomas have some kind of a seal and something. I think like digital documents could have that.
It's easier to forge a paper than forge like a.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. Like,
because if it's on chain, at least like the proof of like the minting. Of course, you don't want to disclose your data publicly on the blockchain. You don't want that. I mean, I don't need to know your stuff about your college if you were like a shit student like me. I mean, I don't want my shit on chain, my record on students. But you see, you can use the features of like ZK for that manner, you know. But in general, like I think everything could be solved like without paper. I mean, it just kills my mind when I see like be. Also, I'm not like the savior of the nature, but I do have like consciousness, and when I see so many paper printed and stuff, it's just like feels wrong, you know.
Yeah, especially for the things that are actually not needed.
No, like Dubai Mall, you go to buy something, or when I go to my dentist there, whatever. Hey, sir, receipt by email. Of course, WhatsApp. Oh, perfect. Yalla.
Exactly. Like you don't need, even like I'm so happy like my bank sends me everything because they already know my number. They already know my, all the details.
Oh, they
Like
do know.
they know everything. That's why like then you have to give me like something in paper. Like you can find me in a
Dude, you go to Portugal to drink coffee on the street, you will get back home with like a library of papers because the receipts, the this. And in Portugal, they send you a letter to confirm your PIN card for your national identity card. If you lose the paper thing, you need to go again and do all the process. That's how much a paper weighs in Portugal. Mind blowing.
And that's the thing, like Europe and West, sometimes they talk about being forward and advanced
No,
and
no, no.
nation and economy. And the same thing, like I remember when I was studying in Germany, bureaucracy is hell.
Bureaucracy.
People just keep their papers, like they will keep their receipts from the day they born until they die. Even you die, your family keeps your papers just in case you come back, they need something.
That actually brings me to one topic that I actually like in terms of adoption, the health industry. If your records would be actually on chain, I mean, come on, bro. I don't even know the last vaccine I took, like in terms of like, I don't know, the lung vaccine, the COVID, unfortunately, I know. But like all those vaccines, all the track records, like what you did with your heart, whatever. If you had like one place, and there are some players that are trying to build a solution for this, I could go to the hospital here and they could match all my files in a single place. But no, I still need to carry my paper vaccine from when I was a child. That shit is like from the 90s, you know?
No, like what happened to all the vaccine papers we got during COVID? It was like 3-4 years ago.
In Portugal, there's actually digital.
I don't know where mine
passport.
is, and I got vaccinated in US.
Yeah, you got the
And it was like
the
a
little card.
it's a paper card someone put with like a pen on like some.
But you see, in Europe, they do things when they need that shit. So, for example, in Portugal, it was in the best interest that you were doing all the PCRs and stuff. Of course, they went full tech mode. So, within your personal health wallet, SNS as we call it, you had your vaccines, your registration, and all the stuff there, like when, how many doses, all in an app. Sexy, right? But when it's for things that benefits you as a citizen, then you go to the paperwork to claim your insurance, to claim that stuff. Habibi, go sign and, you know?
Yeah, like sometimes the systems benefit from that bureaucracy that people wouldn't claim. Like
Because it's so much hassle. Like, why? I mean, well, I know why, but like, it's just unfair. And I disagree that the Western world is advancing. They are like going back ages. Somebody told me the other day, my great friend Fiak from Abu Dhabi was like, dude, Dubai is Miami in the 80s. And I'm like, yeah, because it's safe. There's peace. It's beautiful. It's clean. Why? Because they don't let agendas being pushed here, you know? Well, the West is just crumbling apart with whatever these politicians are, doing.
that's good. We are talking about like, adoption and technology.
Yes.
And in the beginning, you mentioned that you don't believe in that next billion user
No.
bullshit. What do you think? Like, what can be the thing to onboard next billion users?
Dude, first we need the fucking wallet that has like 500 million users. I think MetaMask is like close to that, but we need to go like on the bigger boys and check them out, like the exchanges, we need to see how but you see things are changing too fast. I for example, I have no shame. I really like exchanges. Like I have accounts in exchanges because I feel safe. Sometimes it's like non-custodial stuff, it's too developer driven, it's hard to use, even though I know how to use it like a safe, for example, but you're always like concerned about like some hacking or like the team behind, blah, blah, blah. In an exchange, I mean, it backfired in the past, of course, we know the names, but still, there's always a new product that is onboarding the next billion users. Like the big exchanges are doing it. That's where people feel safe. Like Revolut is also like onboarding a lot of users. But in terms of the smaller ideas, I think none of them qualify for that because some of them I'm a big fan, but it's shit that only I care. Like there was like this project called Kakarot ZK It was like an EVM machine inside Starknet. Super nerdy stuff. but maybe me and 10 guys love it, you know. But that's not how you onboard users. And then you kill the vibe with all the move to earn shit and all the play to earn and all the all to earns. Those kill the narratives that could be the next thing, like, you know, the move to earn, the sports center stuff.
But what do you think? Like, I think now you talk more about like what's the biggest problem of the crypto, where you have these beautiful storytellers with no product and beautiful product with no storyteller.
Now we need to see who's the next emerging player, because like even I said BRC20s, but it's still like a very primitive technology. There's few players solving the block explorers and all that stuff. That is, you open like a Unisat explorer, it's all encrypted. It's impossible to see what's happening on chain. It's just horrible. It's not like Etherscan. So we need to solve those problems. But see, what's the use case? Maybe gaming. Okay, maybe I'll give you that. Maybe gaming will be like a good use case for crypto, for the next trillion users. You know, because there are some games that actually have like a native currency and makes sense for that. You know, so let's see in terms of gaming.
And why we are talking about this like a project and emerging and chains, and it's not a secret that even like a largest like a layer ones, they try to attract more like a meme coins, more users, and we all need to have that users, you know, who transact and who
Of
do
course,
something.
because you want the magic word, liquidity. Why do you choose Base over, I don't know, Starknet? Because you know on Base now you have like a lot of liquidity. It's EVM compatible. Why do you use, I don't know, Solana? Because it's cheap, a lot of users, and then you can be an idiot and launch anything you want, you know, and then see what happens. But yeah, it's liquidity. Even when you want to launch your serious projects, some of them I advise, some of them that I built, it's a strategic move that you need to do, because that will decide a lot of your faith. Because if you want to be like a Polkadot, for example, Maxi in 2024, be my guest. But pray, brother, because like who's gonna be there to trade your stuff, or who's gonna be there, or Algorand or Avalanche or Cardano for whatever reason, you know? Choose your ecosystem, you know? And there's always new ones emerging. That's why we have like so many layer 1, 2, 3, you know?
And like from an investor perspective, or from a like a professional perspective, not like a retail investor who is putting like a 10x, but like when you scout for a project, where you look for a project, what are like a signs that this project gonna succeed?
Look, I do a lot of, not a lot, like a handful of angel investments on private deals. And usually it needs to come from somebody I really trust, that I've been working for years. Somebody that is not going to dump shit on me, you know? Some of them came from like chilling build, highly curated programs that pass like a lot of due diligence. The team is very important to me as well. Because if it's just one man show or like super shady LinkedIn fine-tuned stuff, like 10 founders with 1,000 exits, and that's all like companies to Google. I mean, why the fuck you're raising a project for $10 million, right? I mean, just watch Netflix and play golf. I don't know, right? So the team, the partners, like the partner deck, the parts of the partner. Oh, for me, like that's the most important part. Who did your audit? Who is your VC, your lead investor? If you don't, like, who are your investors? Your strategy, which launchpads are you launching in? But depends, right? Because some of them are super high level. They will not rely on launchpads. They will not rely on KOLs. It's just like, it's like a household name that you get access to it through partners, like a VIP invitation, like the crypto cartel I was telling you about. But in other cases, it's just like play the narrative, man. It is what it is. It's the game. I'm not looking for like the 100x, but I'm not looking for a traditional return, because for that I have all kinds of bullshit projects and bonds, right? To make 15% API, I have a handful of options with a lot of safety, right? Even on the WIO app, on the national neobanking, it's amazing. You have pre-IPOs there. I do it all the time. I bought like the water company and stuff like that from Dubai, and I'm doing 30%. I'm super happy. It's a pre-IPO. I've never been happier in my life. But with a crypto investment, I expect at least 1x, 2x, you know, so the narrative, not crazy valuations, because there's nothing you can do if you're doing stupid valuations, especially when you don't have like a lot of track record. I like to have like also founders that have like a good experience, former Consensus employees, big household names, you know, Ethereum developers. You need the dev, and you need like also like the degen side a little bit. even though if it doesn't show a lot. That's my thesis, more or less.
That is amazing. And like we were talking about this, return on investment, like traditionals, you
Yeah.
get like a 10 to 13%
Yeah.
in, IPOs and stock market, 30%. And then you go in crypto and people talk about 100x. Realistically, especially for the newcomers, what is a good return on investment
In general or in crypto?
in crypto?
Because it's like two twilight zones, right? This is a hard one, but I believe that 1x at least. That's like something that you could call it solid. Less than that is just bullshit moves. Like it is what it is. But don't try to chase the gem because you will get more wrecked like a casino, right? If you're starting, I started with like some staking. Actually, running nodes and airdrop is a really good way to make some money when you're a newcomer and starting to learn. Airdrop is free money, anyways. So you just do the tasks and you learn how to use the tech on different stuff. For example, I myself, I'm staking in 15 validators inside the Kepler wallet, the Cosmos wallet. So I did it on Injective, Celestia, blah, blah, blah. And then you do little tasks and you allocate. You don't need a lot of money. And sometimes you get like 5, 10K worth of new project, like Dimension, the roll-up company. Boom, I got like a 10K airdrop just because of doing basic staking with a couple, But you need to find the alpha on Twitter. Like follow good tweet, like KOLs, not like the paid KOLs, famous Bugatti guys, Talking like the 10K degen, my ladies guys, and surround yourself about people that's been in the industry but not doing fugazi stuff. Because if you tell me I've been in the space for 10 years, but what did you do? And I don't know, you're like community manager for some shit. I'm like, weird.
But what's your take? Because you mentioned like a crypto Twitter, and I think it's a very powerful space.
Oof.
And it can move things very up and very down here and there. But also it has a lot of, because you talked about shilling and another aspect of the shilling when key opinion leaders and influencers has a high interest in project. And it's not a secret that influencers get allocations, they invest in that projects, and they have like a keen interest to promote it and then to sell it and exit while still telling people to buy it.
Of course, there's 0% chance they are shilling something that they don't have like interest, right? Because usually the deal flow model is they get like small micro allocations with better conditions. Everybody knows this. At TGE, they get like 50% smaller valuation. They are treated like royalty. And I'm not against it. You know why? Because they actually move the price. They sometimes are more effective than any market maker, any bullshit you can do. The other side is like these ones are the lower quality. No, I will not say names, but the audience, of course, knows who I'm talking about. The other ones that are like with their Rolexes and their Pateks and their Lambos and shit, but then they get paid like 30K for a post. It's so obvious, like because the industry is very small. Like everybody knows this stuff. So I don't trust those ones that are known for being paid for being campaigns. At least the other ones invest and they shield their bags. But I mean, it's a weird procedure because like they're gonna actually launch something that it will move. If it's good or not, or the founder will rug or not, you don't know. But when they have like a solid track record, they might find good alpha.
But I think like there is that niche you talked about. It's like a Rolex Patek guy that I think they were the same people who were like selling drop shipping like 5-6 years ago.
Same
then
shit.
they did little bit real estate in Dubai, especially,
Yes.
and then now like they all came to crypto. They usually don't know anything about, or they don't invest. All they do
To
like
be a tech evangelist guru, Forbes under 30 costs like $2,000. You grab your shitty fucking penthouse in the 5 Palm, hanging with the boys with your MacBook, rent a Lambo for a day, $200. Then you buy a fake watch on the Zouk or some place like that. Boom! I mean, you're done. And then the Forbes under 30 sometimes costs like $1,000 to be featured there. So depends on who you know.
just
So
pay to play.
of course, it's a brand as a service. So it is what it is, man. But I think the market became kind of obvious and like who you shouldn't trust.
And we were talking about your investments, your access to people, and I think it's very important to get enough information to understand what you're doing. What was your biggest gain, and also what was your biggest loss in the industry?
Damn. Of course, when Solana emerged like for real in 2021, I did this one called Sunny Aggregator, but I think it went to probably 2.0. think it was like 300x, something like that. It was like mind blowing because it like Phantom Wallet was just like starting to get used and it was like pretty weird. Solana, blah blah blah. But I had like a lot of them back on from those days. 2021 was when I made my spikes. But then also I
I think
did
everyone is genius in the bull market, right? You do your spikes on the
yeah.
top of the top.
No, but then yes. I mean, yeah, of course everybody's like, look, it all comes down to this. When your barber or like the somebody that is, I don't know, like a cooker is like giving you trading lessons or the Uber driver is trading is when you reach the top. That's when you need to sell. It's like fuck. Okay, everybody's a genius now. But the losses, I have a lot of losses, man. Like, I mean, I can, because I was trading options and sometimes I was doing the most retarded shit that is like buying CFDs in options, in call options on Tesla. It's the most volatile. It's like a nuclear bomb, you know? So I got wrecked many times. I also lost money on NFTs, but not because of the trading itself, because I got hacked. Because I verified on a fake Discord with 1,000 members. It was like the Azuki thingy. And I was stupid. I kept it all on the same ledger, but on the same chain. So the on Volcano bought like the verifier. I verified my assets to have access to the premium Discord, blah blah blah. They wiped out like 4 NFTs very expensive that I had like on the same chain, you know?
Wow.
So that's why you should keep it on the safe, on the Gnosis wallet safe. So you can keep it on different chains. I don't know, bro. Like there's so many creative ways to protect yourself. Just don't keep everything on the same wallet and on the same chain, you know? But yeah, I think NFTs I got pretty ugly wrecked. And then like on liquidity pools, like on Radium, I got really uglily fucked because the impermanent loss. You do the calculations wrong because it seems too easy. Like, oh, 3,000% API. Let me put it there. But you don't calculate the impermanent loss, you will withdraw like crumbles. So, but in private deals, I've never got like too wrecked, which I'm happy. Like never, I got like a project that never sent me the tokens. Some of them went like shit, almost to zero, but I got the tokens. I the worst was like less than break even, you know, but never got like, thank God, like a really bad private deal. It was more on retail pure stupidity, trading with leverage and stuff, you name it.
What would you advise to a newcomer? Like where to start?
Study. Like fuck the KOLs, fuck the educators, the crypto teachers, the forex gurus. Like just like start with like Cryptionary. I think is a good one. There's a good academy. Now you have ChatGPT, man. Like come on, like you have Perplexity AI, which is another model that I like to use for research. It's like ChatGPT, but like with more features. It's a different product. So use that. Ask questions if he was a teacher, like what is a chain, and let the chat ask and but again feed the prompt good stuff because if you feed trash, you will get trash. So like, can you explain me as a teacher, or like blah blah blah? Then maybe the MIT blockchain course, it's free. Like do free stuff, bro. Like the internet is so intense. And then if you can, because of course not everybody has the money for this, go to a crypto conference in your local hometown. Go there, chat with people. Bro, I was walking like a cockroach in conference floors, talking with everyone, you know? I had like shitty insights. I bet one of my best friends. I had like the worst friends, the worst enemies, the best alliances because I was walking in conferences, you know? Walk there, go to all the side events you can. Bro, we live in Wonderland if you think wise. You know that. You have like the sponsored side events, you have like free drinks, free food. Just don't get too shit faced because that good advice. So whatever city you are from in the world, from Rwanda to Istanbul to Lisbon to Dubai, I think there will always be like a side event or like a crypto conference.
There are a lot of meetups, and I think like easy.
Easy.
It's very easy to connect with the community and get to know people. And I think that's one of the things people usually like kind of feel lazy about because I think, as you mentioned, like on the top of the market, like everyone comes to crypto and everyone wants to just come easy. They like my friend and family call me a lot when they hear like, oh, like Bitcoin is still up. Tell me where to put my money. Like,
motherfuckers. I tell them like, I cannot say, well, I tell them to put it because it annoys me. This is the other thing I'd say. It's the most basic thing, but people doesn't realize. When my friends ask me like, hey brother, if I give you 5,000 euros, how can I make like 2.5K? I'm like, dude, that's 50% gain. Everything is percentages in this world. From $1 to 50 cents to fucking $1 million to $500,000, it's percentages, 50%, 100%. 10%, whatever percent. In housing, I sold my house for 3,000 more, 300K more. Yeah, dude, on the face value of the property, you made X percent minus tax, whatever. Think about percentages. This is the most important part. Don't get lost of like, today I make $1,000. Yeah, but at which cost? If you put 100K and just make $1,000, you made 1%. Fuck it, it's just useless, quote unquote. So, but staking is a good one. The earning programs. I like your features. I also use Bitget on the trading bots. I like to use it. The OTC markets are nice, but you need to be more experienced. But I would buy like the safe investments that for myself, not financial advice, is Ethereum and Bitcoin, and everybody knows that, and Solana. Those three, it's like my S&P 500. Because if they go to shit, everybody goes to shit.
That's true. They're like highly influential. Even though I believe since ETFs, Bitcoin start its own like a separate journey. Before like Bitcoin would go up and entire market will turn green. We don't see it anymore. But I think Ethereum is still around there because Bitcoin has too much institutional money coming in, but it doesn't kind of waterfall down because previously Bitcoin would go and then you will take your profit, you'll go to altcoins, then you'll go to somewhere else, you'll try to do another like a
Yeah, we're living a weird time, and those ETFs come with a long history and those products are not that easy. And then they will become more complex, right? So as far as I've seen some of the ETFs, if you open the prospectus, people is like, oh, why do you shouldn't buy like you should buy Bitcoin like on spot? Why do you buy an ETF? Because other people likes to go there because if you open the prospectus, the weights on the ETF, some of them have like treasury bills, a little bit of like hedging, and some of the ETFs outperform Bitcoin because they're having like there's like this company Ultra Pro Shares. They have like these crazy leverage ETFs. That's also like fair game, right? So money can flow in, but it's not because 1 billion is flowing into an exact ETF. It's going to be like 1 billion inside the ETF. Maybe 10% goes again for these bonds, or like what in traditional finance you would call like a high risk product, like an emerging country bond, or like an equity on a smaller industry technology, but not crypto related, right? So that's why.
definitely. Definitely. And I think that like for especially for the starters, like I'm not a starter, but like one tool I really love on Bitget is like pre-market. Like it's a very good tool to explore the pre-market, things without, especially if you don't have an access to community, if you don't have, these crypto bros or crypto cards or whatsoever. I think it's a great tool to discover, and at the comfort of your mobile phone. Another thing is safer bet is to stake in like a launch pool or pool X products where you
Nice.
stake your USDT, stake your Bitcoin, because anyway, you're keeping it in your wallet. And I think that is where like a centralized exchange come to the play. I always say I do believe that it's not your keys, you're not token, but you can't just keep things in the safe
it's not black and white, it's gray, right? Like just to look at yourself. I personally have like Ledger Safe, whatever other bullshit I have, and exchanges. And some of them, because a lot of them have like different purposes, because not all projects are listed on the same exchanges, right? Some of them, when they reach the bigger ones, the project are already like too high. I have a lot of projects at least on Bitget that I know the potential is crazy on the upside. But there's so many things, like it's a whole world inside. Like as you said, the pre-market, the staking, the earning, all that stuff. So it's good because also there's the other side of the things. Oh, not your keys, not your coins. Yeah, whatever, beautiful. But what if you're a retard and you go to Solana, you open MarginFi or any other protocol, and you start like playing gangster? Yes, not your keys, but somebody can hack you or you can wreck yourself easily. At least here you have like some warnings and some disclosures. When I was starting trading on Binance, like in the beginning, 2020, I got like some warnings about like, do you know what you're doing? Shit like that. I was like, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Because it's different from like interactive brokers and the other brokerages I use for stocks and options, right? Different game. So,
and I also like when there are like warnings that, oh, you are transferring money. Do you know who you are transferring? Or especially if you know that wallets were stained or they scammed someone before, we would give a huge warnings. That doesn't happen in any cold wallet or any other wallet because they don't. They don't even have a customer care. They don't.
And that's why like there's a big use case for the sexes as well as transfer, just pure transfer. These days, I use some of the sexes just for transfer because like, I feel comfortable leaving my money there. And then, for example, with the ID, you can do internal transfers. That's the seventh wonder of the world. People doesn't
And
realize
this is
how
zero fee.
yeah, zero fee. People doesn't realize how fucking beautiful is that. Like I can send you like $20,000 now, no problem, because an email you will not miss it, because even if you misspell it, the user ID will not make it. So for my lawyer, for the guy that sells me the watches, for a lot of real use case people that I've worked in the during my life, I explain how to use like a sex with an email ID. They're like, no way, because you can get wrecked with like the addresses, wrong chain. Everybody, bro, nobody can lie and say like I've never sent to a wrong chain. Everybody fucked up in some.
That's true. Also, like with centralized exchanges, for example, on Bitget, you can save that wallet that you send you to your lawyer all the time, and you will never get that phishing, because were so many cases. I think there was this recently famous TikTok that like a bank director was, they used AI to hack and things like that.
You have poison transactions ID. You have stuff like that. So I'm like, Vugar, my boy, I'm gonna send him a gift, or like how we cooperate in Masterblox with the deal for like a kickback. Okay, I need to on or financial system. We use a sex. Like, okay, Vugar actually we need to pay the fee because of the referral. So it's like Vugar, boom, 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 done, ciao. Because when chains, we got a problem once with a partner. We lost a nice amount of money because he sent like what it looked to be like an EVM address, like a 0x whatever. We sent on BNB chain to be cheaper, and that shit was Ethereum only because it was unsafe. Because safe is safe because they have like every address for a single chain, so it doesn't happen the thing with my NFTs, for example, right? So that money went to Valhalla. There's no way to recover it, and it's not a stupid basic mistake, it's a 0x address you expect. Now, if you send like, I don't know if it's possible, but like send like a TRC20 address, like a Tron, you send Solana, you're stupid. Like, I mean, come on, like that shit is not going to work because like the address is different. But the 0x in that specific case is those small things that matter at the end of the day. So a sex, email stuff, for me, it's flawless.
And if you could give a piece of advice to the people who are still hoping that they can do something big in crypto, whether they want to found a company or whether they're believers, whether they just have $100 to invest, where do they shall
like
start?
As a starters or like investors?
As investors, as a starters, as a builders.
Don't try to chase the fast money. Like, understand this is a journey which comes with a lot of pain and a lot of obsession if you are good on what you do. If you are not a social guy, go to hackathons. If you're like a very social guy, go to conferences. Conferences are the mother of this industry. Together, I have like a group called DGen with 40 industry, I don't like the word leaders, but like high level people that knows what they're doing. And we become like best friends. And wherever we meet in the world, we meet. And you need to find your crew, right? Because this is like a high school reunion everywhere you travel. Maybe I will see you in Thailand in September. And then I'll see you in Singapore and then in Lisbon. It's just random. So surround yourself with people that is not selling you the dream. That's the first one. With like whatever track record you can like touch. Like, don't go to a guy that is like a tech evangelist, Forbes under 30, ultra wealthy billionaire, but he's like, bro, in the conference trying to scam anyone, or the advisors that advise more than 120 projects. That's actually how we created the hyperscaling model to counter these advisors. We have a credit system that you swap intros for an X amount of credits in Masterblox, because the advisors came in with like, we'll make 20 intros to VC funds and shit. No, we have like a database, a portal. You can do that. I'm not trying to shield Masterblox here, but like it came to my mind. But usually surround yourself with, use your common sense. And also, nobody is from crypto unless you're like you are like 15 years old. So if you're like, I'm 30, I believe you are close my age. If you're 25, you had a past life before crypto, right? Use those skills. I use mine with marketing and traditional finance. If you're like a lawyer, use your logistical mindset, because there's players that have it easy, quote unquote, engineers, mathematicians, because they understand like the development of stuff. If you are not like tech per se, which was not my case, for example, just use your skills. I know a lot of guys that are like super good with music. They use it in their favor. Use your traditional skill. And if you are not skilled, it's easy. Launch a refi project or like a carbon credit shit.
I like how passive aggressive it became at the end.
I need to lay it, bro.
Thanks for the show today, Carlos Prada. Devil Wears Prada, and Carlos is Prada.
The devil
and I
is
was
Prada.
and I was your host, Vugar Usi.